Thank you. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for all things and for making all things possible. Thank you for the air we breathe. Thank you for the water that sustains us. Thank you for the land and the 10,000 things. Thank you for the sun that fuels the circle of life. As we move through this day and all the days to come, we'll do our best to walk softly so that our footprints may be invisible. I also want to recognize today that I stand, walk, and paddle in Tsleil-Waututh First Nation traditional territory. -6, -5, -4, -4, -2, +1, +1, +3, -3, -7. Those are the forecast highs for the first 10 days of January in 2011. I made the brilliant decision to record forecast highs so that I could get a little bit better picture of climate over time, rather than the times when I paddled. It could be anywhere from 2 to 10 degrees cooler when I paddled. I usually paddle early in the morning. I also decided to track things like weather, wind, water conditions, anything else that I felt might be interesting. And my journal entry from day 10 simply read, -7, paddled 1 hour, rotary to nowhere, the end. Nothing in my pre-training prepared me for what happened on day 10. I knew I was going to be cold. I was starting in January in Canada, so cold was definitely on my radar. I knew that, diet, I had to look after what I was eating. I knew I'd probably be a little bit tired and sore, for the first couple of 3 months while my body adapted to doing this thing every day. One of the things that I didn't count on was wind. When you go to the gym, you can kind of control the intensity of your workout. When you paddle outside, you have no control over the weather, and if it blows 6 days, you're going 100% and you have no choice. When you're paddling and it's blowing, you're going 100%. And that took its toll in the very first 10 days. So the perfect storm of quit hit me like a ton of bricks on day 10. I crawled out of the water and I was cold, I was tired, I was sore, I was everything you can associate with the word quit. I was done. Excuse me, that day still resonates with me a bit. And when I got out of the water, I just sat on the beach and I cried uncontrollably. I laughed hysterically. I went through every single emotion you can possibly imagine. And when this meltdown, this giant meltdown that I had ran its course, I just sat there and stared off into space. I don't even know how long I sat there for. And eventually I got myself up and was able to pack up my gear and head home. And as soon as I got home, I announced to the world on my newly created social media Facebook page, that had been up and running for about 2 weeks, I think, at that point, that I was done. I was quitting. Paddle for the Planet was finished. I couldn't do it anymore. And Sharon, my wife, knew that there was something seriously wrong as soon as I walked in the door, and she was the first one to offer up her support and love. And immediately over that Facebook page, comments started coming in literally from around the globe, and it took me by surprise. I had no idea that after 10 days of paddling, there were so many people already following what I was doing. And the support and the encouragement that I was getting. There were some seeds of, gee, are you sure you can't carry on? And those kinds of things. Actually, I had one friend in Vancouver say, you can't quit after 10 days. So all of these things went, through my mind, and as Kevin mentioned, I had been unemployed for 4 months going into this. I started day one without a job, hadn't had a paycheck in a long time, and if it weren't for the kindness of friends and family, we would have gone hungry. Sharon and I would have literally gone hungry. And, just to feel that support and love is absolutely amazing. And I was getting it again after this announcement. And so I kind of gathered myself, managed to crawl into bed, and I was the beaten man when I crawled into bed at the end of day 10. I just felt at the depths of my soul I wasn't going to be able to carry on. And, I drifted off to sleep thinking about a variety of things. And I woke up the next day and, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to paddle. I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. And I couldn't see any way that I was going to be able to make it. So Sharon said to me, she says, why don't you just go and paddle for the day? Forget about all the extraneous stuff. Just go and paddle. See if you can paddle for one more day. And as soon as she said that flooding of emotion from all the encouragement and support that I got the previous day came over me again. And it was absolutely amazing because that whole scenario started a thought process. I started thinking about whales and spirit bears and eagles and air and water and future generations. And the reason that I started Paddle for the Planet in the first place was to change the way we live on the planet. And I started to think, if I stop now after 10 days, I abandon all that. And I just felt my spirit kind of go away. And one of the things I will remember for the rest of my life is recovering that spirit back. I started to think, these things that I just mentioned, they don't have a voice in the world. And we're not doing a really great job of taking care of them. So if I don't do it, who's going to do it? And my spirit started to flood back in. Without spirit, I realized I'm just an empty vessel. Without spirit, I don't have connection to anything. And with spirit, I'm the opposite of those things. I'm full, I'm alive, I'm connected to absolutely everything on the planet. So my journal entry for day 11 reads, -7, paddled 1 hour, Rotary Beach to the bird sanctuary. And my name is Bob Purdy. I'm the Standup Paddle Surfing Elder in Training from Paddle for the Planet. I've paddled every day for the last 1,524 days to change the way we live on the planet. Not that I'm counting. And that's my story. Thank you.